legs?
I think I put some on.
It's healing right now.
We're staying in a fucking cabin, apparently.
See, his dad looks. Yes, sir. Oh God, dude, I'm videotaping. How's it going, everybody? Jacksepticeye here. No, so this is a little trip I did back in July of 2021 with my buddy Dave up in the Colorado mountains. So had some beautiful views, took some beautiful videos, and now that almost a year has passed, I decided to make a little video out of it. So you can see right here all of the machinery up there in the mountains that powered these old mines back in the 50s, 60s, and before that even. It was just giant. That's a giant engine housing right there. There were some pistons over there. You know, the size of these things, people sort of underestimate them. They think, oh, it's, about the same as in your truck. Nope, it's 2-3 times as big. I'm not gonna include the audio of me here because I don't know the first thing about mines, but I act like I do when I'm around my friends, I think we're always like that. We're like, oh yeah, that's definitely for like the sluicing of the ore or whatever. So as you can see here, if you didn't take a video, did it even happen? So you gotta get that thing for the Insta story, This thing was extremely heavy, but more than that, it was just bulky. It's probably 100 to 120 pounds maybe. It was pretty heavy, but it was just very big. Look at that, wow. Look at all the girls with that video. Excited. Here's my friend Dave. That thing, I think, hit him in the chest. So you can see here the path. We took a little break. There were pretty heavy mosquitoes here. But here, honestly, I just ran out of steam right here. I'm not sure what was with me, something with my throat or something like that, but I didn't feel the best, so my friend Dave, he had to carry my backpack the rest of the way. So here you can see this is exactly where we camped in a beautiful field of tulips or whatever flowers those are. You can see here just relaxing. That was a good evening right there. The grass just felt so good. Right next to a little spring, we got our campsite set up. Weren't any mosquitoes. So here we're checking out this little mine right here. Obviously, no head equipment, no safety equipment, old collapsed mine. But the thing is with these older mines, I mean, my train of thought is, well, whatever collapses is going to collapse. So, the later on you go exploring into a mine, the less likely something is going to collapse unless you like hit something or cause some kind of agitation. So here I am exploring it. I wasn't too worried. There was actually a lower level you can kind of see right there. Here's the next day, the next morning. Beautiful morning. You can see the views. We hiked up to 13,000 feet. Almost 13,000 feet. Still going. Was in Hawaii at about 0 feet 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah, I look really sexy wearing all black right there. God damn, am I sarcastic. So here, actually, on the second day, I beat my friend Dave. Previous day, I wasn't feeling that good. Here, I beat him, and I beat him by a good, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, so. Beautiful views up here in the saddle, just about 13,000 feet. No trees, you can see in the background, that's either Blue Lake or something, and here, gotta get those Insta stories, because, hey, you post this pic with a pickaxe, the girls will flock after you. Oh, you know that. Yeah, here,
Adrian, just so you're aware, this is how your son dies.
I almost die, obviously. Now here, after we got down to that lake, we kind of hiked there. We saw the storms were moving in, so we found these rocks. We just sort of sheltered under them. mostly out of the rain. So I mean, it was good. I just read my book there for 3 or 4 hours and had a dashing time while my friend cooked some stuff up. So here you can see the weather sort of clears up. But this was just in between thunderstorms. You can see this stunning lake up here. I didn't see any fish in there. There might have been, but just stunning lake. But man, that thunderstorm, it was bad. It was directly above us. You could just feel the thunder in your bones. It was strong, and you could see the lightning too. We didn't see it crash around us, but we definitely saw it. So you can see here, this is an old dam, really old dam. You can see right here on the right, it's actually leaking right out of the bottom of the dam. So not really sure how safe that is, but I guess if it's that old, it's probably going to keep on surviving. It's a small leak, not a structural failure, I suppose. So, beautiful lake right here. I'm not actually that wet at this point. So, right here, we were just thinking about what are we going to do next. You can see your little sluice thing, so the dam doesn't overfill. Sort of feeds a river down there. And yeah, so our original plan was to go to this lake nearby called Columbine Lake. And the plan was going to be to camp out there, take some videos for the Insta, as you know. Just jumping into the lake. And there's snow that's feeding into these lakes. You can hear the thunder in the background. So that was the plan. And after I filmed this video, we just sprinted up. You can see it's snowing right here. That's Columbine Lake in the background. Yeah, we didn't take our packs or anything because we were just gonna take up here, check it out, and then go back down. It's rainy. Multiple thunderstorms surrounding me. That's Columbine Lake. It was really blue in the photos, but it's overcast, so it's kind of darker blue. Yeah, so this is on the way down. This is the path that we took up. This is not a trail. This is just a small goat, trail in the side of a mountain, pretty much. It's just all falling apart, not very stable. It's healing right now. Healing bad. Hurting my legs. They don't have pants on. We're close to our rock shelter. It will be protected. Where the fuck's our rock? So here we packed everything up. We chilled out there for another hour. Then we're hiking down, and Dave, he has the not the all trails, but Gaia on his map. So he had the satellite version, and he saw a building down here. And it seemed like it was still there, so we hiked down towards it. We were like, okay, well, we can camp out in there at the very least. So you can see right here, we sort of see it. There's a river coming from the dam down there. And yeah, the plan, we were like, okay, well, it's going to be dry in there. But then it turns out there was a cabin right next to it.
So we're staying in a fucking cabin, apparently. Look at this. Look at this. There's a full cabin.
There's wood?
With wood and a wood-burning fireplace.
Oh, they have an axe. I can split the wood.
Yeah, we'll cut some wood. There's wood in the dry thing. Look at this. There's plenty of water outside. I can bring my white gas stove up here. Look at this.
Oh my god.
We're totally gonna stay here tonight. Oh, this is gonna be amazing.
All right, so this is sort of a more in-depth video. As you can see, there is some bourbon. Evan Williams, I don't know the first thing about bourbon, but let me tell you, we drank that whole thing up. That was a good night right there. We had a little fire going. It was storming. It was storming so bad outside that the thunder would shake all the metal pots and pans and everything, and you could just hear, the thunder, and then all these pots and pans just clacking. That's how strong it was. So, yeah, there were some refried beans in there. We cooked those up. We cooked that ramen up. It was only expired by like a month or something, so... And let me tell you, that stuff was good. It in terms of food and stuff like that, I just pack stuff I don't even have to cook. So let me tell you, those cooked refried beans, oh, we finished those. I can tell you that for a fact. And some Cuban cigars there, I don't smoke, but if there were some Cuban cigars, I would have done it just for the experience. So in the second here, we go into that mine building, 4 or 5 stories tall. Just seriously massive. You look from the top, you can see 4 stories down. It was made in the era before OSHA, and you can see here that's a view of some kind of Colorado mountain or whatever. These beds actually were pretty comfortable. Let me tell you, that mattress, my air mattress is pretty comfortable, but it was nice just to sleep in the actual bed. No idea what Dave is doing there. I think he was trying to smoke it after missing out on the Cuban cigars. Oh my god. Okay, what am I looking at? Not really sure. Yeah, there was some wood out there. Previous guys didn't chop up too much for us, but it's whatever. I chopped up a decent amount because I like chopping wood. There were some pretty giant pieces there. You can see there's a broom there, there's an axe, there's a saw, there's a ladder. Pretty much everything you need. And the inside of the cabin was pretty weatherproof. They didn't drip at all in there, so whoever sort of remodeled it when the mines went out, they did a great job. Also, please do not visit here. Do not post anything on social media. I'm specifically not disclosing where this spot is, although you could probably figure out where it is, but please respect the people who remodeled this place and spent, the thousands of dollars bringing everything.
Dude, we just saw the brightest flash ever. Listen to that shake everything in the house. Oh my god.
Alright, a little video of me chopping up wood. I did that for a good amount of wood. Let me tell you, we did not come anywhere close to running out. So, here we are entering this creepy spot. Got some chicken wire there for, so people don't slip around, but you can see there's some holes in those planks right there. So this is sort of the inside place. This is, the ore would come in on this, sort of suspended trolley car system type thing, and the ore would fall down that chute and it'd go, and I'm guessing someone would muck it into that crusher right there. That crusher would just rotate and crush the rock into smaller pieces, and later on they'll process it even more and more. So it was, this whole place was sort of not remodeled but kept relatively safe by the State Historical Fund of Colorado. You can see right there, 4 or 5 stories down. You fall from there, you might live, depending what you land on. So that's a little thing that rotates. You can see up here on the right, there's a tiny little ladder right there. You actually see me climb up that in a second. It looks sketchy, and it is sketchy, because right below me, that's a 4-story drop right there. So, you can see here, right in front of me, it goes down 3 stories. The only thing that's supporting me is a plank from a mine that's between 50 and 100 years old. It seemed solid enough, so I decided to risk it for the biscuit, as they say. So here I am going up, still in my hiking shoes. I make sure I have 3 to 4 points of contact at all times, so it's not too bad. You can see there were some birds here at some point, but we didn't see any. So I climbed up here. I risked my life, and there was absolutely no reward up here. I mean, I guess you could see a little bit more, but why did I come up here? I don't know. It was just, I like to live life, you know. Although you could definitely move around to some of these other wooden planks and stuff. So no idea what this thing is for. If anyone knows, that would be super helpful to know. So these gears are just giant. And at first, when I first got into the first floor, we're still on like the first floor. Oh wow, you can see it right there. At first, I thought this whole place was powered by engines, but then I realized that's why they built the dam. This whole thing was water powered. So they get water, spin a turbine, and from that they'd gear up or gear down. And that's how they got sort of the crushing and everything. So you can see there's some sort of giant wheel down there, a little workshop, Colorado Historical Society. Some of this stuff was closed off, and where it was closed off, I respected them. You can see this thing, 6 feet in diameter, does not move, you know, solid cast iron right there. And it probably could still run, hypothetically. You know, this stuff, it's just some surface rust. This floor was the sketchiest part. You can see how raw it is. You can see straight through to the exact bottom. As I walked on it, it cracked and cracked and cracked like I was cracking my back. Or like the crack epidemic. Nah, just ignore that. So, but I mean, I saw a beam underneath of it, so I thought, well, even if it does fall through, I'll land on the beam and whatever. So you can just imagine working right here, all these giant machines making all of this noise. Yeah, and I think there was actually at the bottom you'll see a generator because they did have some electricity, which I assume was powered by the water. So this is some kind of thing for water, some sort of pipes for water, I'm guessing. It's the only thing that you would really transport by pipe. You can see it's just like a beautiful waterfall out there. This is a nice little tailings pile. You can see all the metal that's sort of leached out of it because, well, MSHA did not exist back then. So you can see all this super old wood is just, you know, by the elements and everything. It's changed color and it's very beautiful. So used to be some sort of wooden structure here. No idea what it's for, of course, because I was born, you know, 50 to 100 years after this thing was made. So you can see right here the roof. This entire roof, I believe, was replaced because it just rotted out due to this constant rain. This thing, no idea what it's for. I've seen you know, the Gold Rush people. I've seen that TV show, so I'm guessing this is for separating sort of the little pieces of rocks from the gold or whatever. That's the only thing I think of. There are some newer bolts there from people, you know, keeping this place from not falling down. This thing still moved, as you can see. I was very surprised by that. It still works. I mean, you could probably get this place up and running. It'll never meet any OSHA regulation or anything, but you might be able to get an exception. So some support things to keep that outer wall from falling off, I guess. I'm not really sure, but the foundation sort of is on the bottom left, on the bottom floor of this video. You can see this giant metal pipe. No idea what it's for. No idea. A little trough. This says Denver Engineering Works Company. I actually looked it up and I found a court case they had with the people from Pennsylvania in 1921. So that's sort of the age range that this whole place is built in. Now there's a giant wheel down here and maybe some things to push it. So maybe when there was enough water pressure, they got some mules to spin this. And that's the only thing I could think of. This thing is a giant piece of machinery. It doesn't look that massive, but giant. And these bolts, you know, they're like 2 inches wide. It's just ridiculous. And you can only imagine how this place looked like in its heyday. That must have been a thing to withhold. So now I go into the creepy basement where Chupacabra lies and is probably going to eat my eyes. Didn't mean to rhyme. I'm not Dr. Seuss. So here, if I didn't have my friend with me, I probably would not come out here. Yeah, so you can see here there's some kind of crusher type thing with a bunch of river rocks that sort of fell out of it. Not really sure why, but yeah. Actually, I went up back here to this cabin in November, and this whole place was snowed out, and I did not enter this this mine at all when I went back there. Yeah, I kind of saw some ghosts and some shadow beings, but that's a different story for a different day, I suppose. So as you can see here, very creepy. You can see here there's still some snowpack left over, even though it's June, but all that water right there, that's pretty much snow melt and some spring melt. So this thing might have been a smelter or a kiln or something like that. I'm not really sure. I mean, the thing is, they'd have to bring up all their wood, all their coal and whatever. That thing just collapses, almost collapses on my friend. And as you can see, I put my head right below it a second later, so really smart. Everything down here was a little bit wet. The floor was muddy. This thing was all just kind of rusted out and very grungy, but it was super interesting to see. You know, you have to think about this. We just survived a thunderstorm by hiding under rocks for 5 hours, and then we get to explore this whole place, and no one's up here, and no one's been up here for a good amount of time, you know? So here, this is sort of the outer building that was supported by these rods. You can see the bunch of rotten wood. I'm guessing some of that was from the roof. They just tossed it there in case they needed it. Some sort of cross braces here. And behind, there's some gas canisters. You'll see in a second right here. No idea why there's gas canisters up here. You know, why would they be filled with nitrogen or whatever? Maybe they use it in the smelting process, but I kind of doubt it. I'm not sure. Anyway, here's some weights. 2 pounds. I'm not sure why it says 200 on there. Old barrel. These are some porcupine needles, which I didn't know porcupines could live at 13,000 feet, but I suppose. I think this thing was the generator I was speaking of that made the electricity, because there were some light sockets, but yeah. So this is the brick wall. You can see there's some weird fungus growing right here. And these bricks were actually super interesting, because you can see some spare bricks, and you can see that they were all made out of rocks that were mined locally and then just handcrafted. Because back in the days, human labor was pretty cheap, so you don't bring up the bricks, you know, you just chop them out of the wood. So here I am back on the very top floor. You can see where the suspended trolley system or whatever, that's the little cabin that we were at. So yeah, this is where they dropped the rocks in, then they crushed them right below. Super sketchy to get up here again, but you know, it's interesting at the very least. So in a second here, we'll go back to the cabin. Alright, got some bourbon whiskey, got a little fire going. This is where we're sleeping. You guys always complain I sleep in my car, you know, doing it in style here. Here's Dave. And this is the view of the outside. That's an old mining thing. Goes down, that's Telluride, so beautiful. Yes, sir. Oh, god damn it, I spilled it all over myself.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, that film did too.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, well. It is what it is, but hey, it's old fashioned with some bourbon.
Yeah.
Dave's being weird.
Well, it's the red light, dude. It's the mark of Lucifer.
It does give a bit of a little taste.
I'm gonna put 3 logs in, so that way we've got, cracked. That'll fire up, dude. It's so intense.
Here we got a little fire going. We played some Durak, which is a Russian card game. We had these lights going. Yeah, it was just a vibe. So here in the morning, we found a coffee press, coffee beans. We made some coffee. You can see right there the Evan Williams. Here actually I have a hilarious story to tell. So in the morning we were getting up, we're packing up and everything, and David, he needed to take a shit. So I was like, well, okay, go take a shit out there. And there was no bathroom, so he just went out behind a rock, and I was inside the cabin, just chilling out, reading my book or whatever. Then I hear this sound, sort of like engine, and it's getting closer, and I was like, huh, that's sort of strange. Why is there an engine up here? I mean, we were kind of traveling on the road, but I was like, that's kind of weird. And then I look out, and it's just a 4x4 with 2 mine guys with helmets on going up. And then I look through the other door, and I just see Dave with his bare ass hanging out, taking a shit. While these mine guys, these poor mine guys, we traumatized them. They were just walking up. They see him shitting. They see his bare ass. What's Dave going to do about it? So they just kind of drive past him while he's taking a shit. I'm watching this happen. I'm laughing my ass off. And we talked to them. They were all good and everything. They never mentioned seeing Dave's bare ass, but that was a little funny story. Every time I think about it, I just instantly have to laugh. So anyway, here you can see the hike out. It was pretty much raining the whole day. Little waterfall action here. We're back into the tree line. It was beautiful out here. It was a little bit smoky the past few days, but now that got replaced by this mist. You can see right here there used to be an avalanche. It's over some snow, so I'm guessing it was a year or 2 ago. It was pretty serious. These are pretty steep cliffs, and the rocks aren't exactly the most stable, so that's what happens. Here you can see the hike out. It was miserable. You can see that little mining building up there. We're just soaked to the bone. And that's pretty much it. The hike out was pretty rainy, but we made it out, made it into the town of Telluride, and we took this little gondola system up to Mountain Village, and we got this little pizza place you'll see in a second. They had this Italian style pizza with this sort of like prosciutto, but it's beef, and you can see right there, too much arugula on it, but it tasted really good. I honestly fantasize about it once in a while, because the crust was good, the cheese was good. It's just a little bit too much arugula. So anyway, here you can see we're driving out on this road that's literally right on a cliff. This is actually where we spent the first night, because we got up here pretty late. We're driving out from Phoenix, so we stayed up here, and we drove up this during the night, and we didn't see this at all, so it doesn't look that bad, but during the daytime it does. And no idea how this van made it up here, because there were some rocks in the road that wow, you can see the views right there. There were some beautiful, you can see right there, there's some railroad tracks in the background. The highway goes through there. It's just so stunning. So, we made it out. We're all dried up by this point. We switched clothes to, some different clothes. We're pretty much in one shirt, one pair of shorts for those whole 3 days out there. And, we passed down this car that burned out his transmission. I recall this guy in the manual that obviously was just dumb, didn't know what to do. Here you can see some old mining places. You have to realize Telluride was a mining town. That was the only thing it was made for. It's Silverton is right nearby, and this whole place, the only thing that happened out here was mining. So There's just so many abandoned buildings, and half the stuff is still owned by these mining companies. You know, they get bought out by larger giants, and they still retain the rights to mine there. I don't think there's any active mines, but there might be one or two that they don't do any open pit, but they might have some mine shafts down below. You can see right here. I have no idea how that Dodge Charger made it up here. But anyway, this is the lake. We got some wine. These are some salamanders.
Dude,
I'm videotaping.
give me a video.
Wow.
Look at, show me releasing it.
Wow. And there it goes. Just, dude, I've never seen a wild
Caught a
salamander.
salamander.
Wow.
That was so cool.
See some axolotls too. Right here, you can see the gills. That's an axolotl. But we're at, I think, 11 or 11,500 feet. And according to this thing I looked up back then, axolotls only live up to 10,000. Maybe this is an exception to the rule, but whatever. I mean, they were up here, and they were very interesting. So here, you know, we spent the night, woke up, ate some breakfast, drove out on this little causeway, tiny little causeway in between these two lakes. It was just stunning out here. You can see all these other vehicles, because this is pretty much the only free dispersed camping in this whole area. And it's a little bit of a drive out there. That thing in the water was trout right there, and some ducks. So then we drove out, I think 2 or 3 hours away, to this town called Ouray, which has a hot spring. So a little river, a little hot spring. That was fucking nice. That was just nice. We were planning to hit Mount Sneffels, which is a 14er, but my feet and my thighs were telling me no, even though my mind was telling me yes. So here, now we're driving out shirtless, because that's just the vibes I was feeling. No guardrails. This highway is called the $1 Million Highway, because apparently it cost $1 million per mile to build. And you can see right here, it's just in the middle of a mountain, middle of a cliff. Most places don't have guardrails, but yeah, I guess they decided to build it. It connects to some other big town. I forgot the name of now, but connects. It's sort of the main connection to New Mexico from here. So yeah. Yeah, not really much else to say. We ate at a nice Thai place. The drive out was just beautiful, and yeah, there might be a part 2 when I get back there in November. That story was pretty exciting too. I did that thing solo, and let me tell you, that is a story to tell for another day. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with these glorious views. You can see right here, there's a 500 to 1,000 foot drop, no guardrail, and no idea what this Jeep in front of us was doing, because he has an exoskeleton on his Jeep, so if he rolls over, he doesn't get crushed. But dude, you have like 6 inches of ground clearance. Like, worry about your oil pan, not about your head, because your car is going to die before you are. You're not taking it on anything extreme, but anyway, dumbasses will be dumbasses. So you can see right here, it was just stunning out there. Anywhere you'd look out, left or right, you'll be able to see a mine or a tailings pile or something similar. And still rocking the no shirt. No, I am not gay. Even though we did make quite a bit of gay jokes, you know. But no, we're not gay. He has a wife. Why am I trying to justify this? Oh my god. I don't know. I like to joke about stuff like that. But yeah, this is pretty much it. So hope everyone had a great day. And if you liked the video, a subscription would be nice. I plan to make some more.